Good morning, everybody. Today I want to get on this thing and see if we can get it prepped to start the thing. So I'm not starting it yet because this tank isn't going to be on here. Let me take this off. I'm still waiting on the seat bracket thing to show up so we can custom make our seat bracket for our BMW seat. But I want to get everything prepped. I want to throw the battery in here, hook it up, and see if we can get it to crank over. Because we did a whole bunch of messing around and I don't know, there's electrical stuff that needs to be hooked back up again, traced down, all that sort of stuff. So we need to do that and make sure we're ready to crank it over once we put the tank on and get gas in here. So my battery should have charged to it. It's been charged up. All right, battery's hooked up. Now I don't have the dash hooked up at all, and so I don't know if there's anything in the dash. Here's all this stuff that hooks up to the dash, and so is there anything communicating back from the dash to the bike that tells it whether or not it should turn on? Any circuits that are now disconnected? I don't know. So let's turn this thing on and see if anything happens. I hear a click. That, and we've redone our controllers here. So yeah, there's all kinds of variables we have added to this as to why it shouldn't turn on now. So, but I think I've hooked all this stuff back up though. Our controllers are hooked up. So, alright, so that's there. Let's see if it does anything on our starter switch. Motherfucker. Alright, so that's it. I'm thrilled. That's a day done. Just boop. I'm gonna go practice and do some other cool stuff. I was doing some lettering the other day, hand lettering. We'll do some more stuff and something like that. I'm thrilled, dude. That is way easier than I expected. There might be some other stuff that still prevents it from running, but the fact that it will crank, major. I do need to get the fender off the CB500, which is that black bike right there, because that needs to get painted, because I'm thinking about selling that sucker. This is a cool bike, this CB500. I mean, I think this is a great, like, beginner bike, dude. This is absolutely fantastic because it's powerful enough for around town. Like, you don't need anything more than this around town. The only reason I'm like, I want something more powerful or whatever, I want a different bike, I'm gonna get rid of this thing, is because I want to be able to like go on long trips and stuff. So yeah, my thoughts currently are just get rid of this guy and get an actual bike that is made to go off-road. And I'm leaning heavily towards a GS, a BMW GSA or something like that, because they are basically the standard in off-road bikes, in adventure bikes, I should say, off-road. In actual off-road bikes, no, but in adventure bikes, they are the standard. And I'm not getting any younger, so we might as well go straight to the best and see how we like that, you know, that's my thought. Because I don't have time to waste on inferior bikes. I don't have that much time left on this planet. I do have this tendency to gravitate towards something just because other people aren't doing it. But in this case, I feel like people gravitate towards the GSA because it's a better product. And I would like to experience that for myself. And let's just start there. Because it's weird, but I'm starting to get to an age, I'm almost 50, yo. I'm like looking ahead towards the end of the tunnel, you know, and going, and doing some calculations and going, hey, I'm only gonna be able to ride X amount of bikes, you know. I kind of have a idea of how my pace and everything at this point in terms of how quickly I can build a bike and utilize a bike and all that sort of stuff, and it's not that fast. So therefore, I can count the bikes that I'm going to be able to ride in my lifetime, and it might be less than 10. You know, and I could spend that time doing a bunch of just all adventure bikes. I could get to the GSA eventually, but I'm thinking get the GSA and be done with the adventure bike stuff. Just not even worry about it. And then I can mess around with like choppers and other stuff in terms of making bikes, building bikes. And I also think that it would be cool to have more space in the shop, because at the moment it is very crowded in here, and it would be nice to get a bike out. I'm not even riding that bike at the moment anyway, so it'd be nice to get it out of here so that we could have more space to like finish these projects. Because at the moment we got a lot of sort of projects to finish up, get on the road, and try out. I mean, I'm hoping that, I mean, we got enough to do like the whole next year without any problem. We could just be making stuff, getting on the road, finishing up is what we already got. So that includes like the Legram Reaper, the Harley Sportster, the VFR, of course. That's gonna be our first thing to get on the road that we can start riding around, which I'll be very happy to have a bike to ride around again. Beyond just having extra space, it would be nice as well to sort of see, once we get those other bikes on the road, we'll have the Grom, the VFR, and the Harley on the road at some point here in the next year or so. And it would be nice to see, we'll take some trips on the Harley and the VFR. It's the idea, my idea. I don't really want to go too far with the Grom, although I realize that would be hilarious. But we'll see how we feel after that time. You know, ride those things around for a while and see if I even need some bike like an adventure bike sort of thing. You know, maybe I don't. Maybe it's not something that I really need in my life. I mean, I watch the videos though of other people doing cool stuff on adventure bikes, and I think that I need one, but maybe I don't. And all this depends upon how much money I can get for the bike. Like, if no one's willing to pay me anything for it, then I'll end up keeping it probably and reimagining it as something else. Because it's worth more to me in my creative pursuits to be able to keep playing with it as a canvas, you know, to keep playing on, rather than just getting rid of it for just the sake of getting rid of it. If I post it for sale and people are like, I will not buy that from a car, I will not buy that in a bar, I will not buy that near or far, I will not buy that anywhere, then, you know, I'm not going to sell it. So yeah, I could definitely make the CB500 more off-road capable. I have thoughts and ideas on how to do that. Like, I have thoughts for converting the suspension into something cooler. But the problem is that that's going to cost me, you know, a good $1,000 probably. By the time I'm done with that, I could have spent $1,000 towards something else that would be even cooler. And the problem is, not that the CB500 wouldn't be awesome, but people wouldn't pay you for it. I should be able to sell it right now for like $2,000. Once I did all the conversions and stuff, I could probably sell it for, if I was lucky, $2,500. And so I would not be able to sell it for another $1,000. I wouldn't be able to add that $1,000 onto it. People would still be like, it's a CB500, man, and it's a custom, and it's ugly, and blah, blah. You know, no one would pay you what it's worth. So that same amount of money, I could take that $1,000 and put it towards a GSA and be $1,000 ahead. All right, what colors am I doing here? I think that'll help sell it.